Greetings, gamers! Dr. Diabolic here again, and today I am excited to be reading about Everspace. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Everspace is a game that came out, I think a little over a year ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is a very fun game. I first started playing it in a game preview. It's made by Rockfish, and it came to Xbox on game preview, where basically it was pretty rough. It froze on me a bunch of times. It was pretty rough, but you helped Rockfish, which is a German company, create this amazing game just by play testing it for them. Well, now the game is fully released. Oh, and by the way, it was crowdfunded. Now the game is fully released, and they are talking about bringing out X enhancements this week. So I am looking forward to that. I will be live streaming that on Wednesday. If actually, let's make a date out of it. We're doing Wednesday, Winging It Wednesday on my channel on Mixer, and I will post. Make sure you follow on Twitter, where you can just look up Dr. Diabolic, and you'll see my Twitter feed. And I will definitely tweet out when I am doing my stream there. And I hope that X enhancement is going to be out. But let me tell you about this X enhancement. It's going to be 4K. That's native 4K. It's also going to be on PlayStation, but you guessed it, it's checkerboarded. Okay, so that's not 4K for anyone who doesn't understand what pixels are. Okay, so just a little bit of review for any, silly people out there who might want to take issue. But 4K, what it's referring to is the number of individual pixels, okay, on that 16 by 9 screen. And when you checkerboard, that means you're not updating that many pixels. Okay, so you're actually just updating half of those in a checkerboard fashion. Okay, and then you update the other squares, I guess you'd call it, that weren't updated. Okay, and the result is it looks fuzzier. It's not 4K. Native 4K means that every single pixel is updated, and that's what Everspace is going to bring. Okay, so about every second there's going to be 30 frames that are updated that way, whereas with the PS4, 30 frames are going to be updated, but in that checkerboard fashion, right? So basically you won't see as much, and you can actually put it into a 1080p mode, and even the 1080p mode on the Xbox is going to look better because of the upscale. Okay, and when you do that, you can actually get it in 60 frames per second. So I might even try that out. And we'll just see how it looks, how it goes. Me personally, I prefer 4K. The game has always been 30 frames per second, and I haven't noticed it. I don't know what I'm looking for when we talk about these frames, except that it's just basically smoother. I know I can see frame drops, and I bet you can see those too. But between 30 and 60, I just want to know, like, if you're at 60 frames per second, I don't know how many frames my eyes actually see, but I want to know that everything that I do actually pick up on, all the movement that I can possibly see, is as close to perfection, is as close to reality as possible. So that's why I prefer 60 frames. At the cost of 4K, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I got a 4K TV with a high refresh rate, low input lag on purpose, so I wanted all those things to work flawlessly. And I might be the limiting factor. I might be the one who's too slow to take advantage of that input lag, and that's how I want it, because then I don't notice, because I'm living in the actual real universe, and I want my games to be as close to that as possible. I don't want to be like, oh well, it's because of the lag or the input lag or this and that. I don't want to be conscious of any of that's going on. except intellectually, like we are now. So when I'm playing, I'm not thinking about the refresh rate and 4K and all this. I just want I want to be totally immersed in what's going on. I don't want to think like, oh, look at the draw distance. As soon as you're thinking that, it takes you out of the game. When you see things pop in there, and like if you notice the checkerboarding and stuff like that, that's what takes you out of the game. I don't want to see that. Right? It's kind of like movies, like with actors. If you're noticing the acting, whether you say, oh, the acting is good or the acting is bad, no, if you see an actor, the acting is bad because you're supposed to see a character, not the actor. So just keep that in mind, and it's the same with video games. You don't want to see all these technical things. You want it to be absolutely real. You want to be immersed, the story and the characters and the writing and everything just so perfect that you're actually there. That's the goal. But I am glad when I hear that all the specs are top notch, possibly better than I can perceive. That makes me happy as a gamer, and it should make you happy too. So I hope you enjoy Everspace and the X enhancement that's coming this week. Make sure you tune in on Winging It Wednesday with Dr. Diabolic. So go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little alarm bell. Something else I'm doing, I'm also posting these videos up on BitChute, okay, as a YouTube alternative. We'll talk about another day. I'm not sure what's in YouTube's future, so I'm hedging my bets with that. But go ahead and hit subscribe anyway. And, once you do that, you'll make sure that you never miss another show. I'm Dr. Diabolic, out.